Yo, welcome to another reading, juicy love reading today. Um, Not much of an introduction needed. As always, these readings aren't just for people who are in long term relationships, they can be for my singles, for people dating, and they can represent not just the present love update, your current love update, but obviously also the future, what's coming. So, as always, pile number one, pile number two, and pile number three. Feel free to pause the video and we'll get stuck into pile number ones. Okay, pile number ones. Just sitting on the energy. What do you see? What do you feel? Pile ones. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I'd say that this is the feminine and masculine energy. This could definitely be talking about your masculine and feminine side, though. For pile number ones, this could be inner work. This could be your inner feminine, masculine. I don't know why that was coming through strongly, but it's probably because there's something like higher vibrational going on here. You know, because when we're in the lower density, or at least the lower vibration mindset, we are. I don't want to make that sound bad. It's because when I say that, I don't mean negative or evil or bad. I just mean lower vibrational, as in like even the sense of like you having a partner is somewhat low vibrational, because the higher vibrational version of that is that we're all one, right? So your partner is you. You know, everything, and I say your partner is you because we are all part of God. We're all reflections of God, or God's children, extensions of God, basically. If the sun was God, we're all the rays having a little dance around. But if you just look at the sun, it's the sun, you know? So what I mean by this is that there's something higher vibrational going on here, because in this 3D reality, people aren't floating in the sky. I haven't lost my marbles that much, you know. This visual is not of the 3D, so it kind of gives me the vibration here that we're not really talking of the 3D. We're not talking of male-female relationships or romantic relationships per se. And if we are, we're talking about them coming from a higher vibrational space. This does also remind me, pole number ones, of like, let's say if you are the feminine watching this, it feels like it's like exploring the idea of your masculine coming in, but they're not coming in from you bumping in the street. It's almost like they're coming in from above. Like, it's almost like God sending them. Do you know what I'm saying? It's hard to explain. It's the, you know, it's a little bit like the analogy of, for anyone who's familiar with like the archangels, I could be wrong with this, I'm no expert, but from what I know, like Archangel Raphael, he comes in disguised as a human type energy. So I'm not sure if that's with all the archangels, it could be, but I'm getting specifically like Archangel Raphael. He usually is disguised as a human. And that's kind of the energy that I'm kind of getting here. There's something like that going on. Is maybe like this romantic interest is coming in, but they're not. I know it's not very down to earth to say this, but it's like that partner is not from here, and you all know that. They're not from here. So what also stands out in this image is this character. I was getting like pigtails from the feminine, and then as the illustration evolved, I was like, this really reminds me of like that Pocahontas character. That wasn't how the pigtails were coming through, but that is how it is very much the energy of that. So that might mean something to you. You might have like connections to Native Americans, Red Indians. It's also interesting to see how this character is observing the masculine. It seems like they're very aware, so it's almost like the feminine can see into the spiritual realm. She can see him coming. So if this is romantic, this is definitely more swayed towards like my singles or people who are ready for a new relationship, because it's like this energy, the feminine energy, like literally sees this character, this masculine, coming before they've arrived. They're looking dead at them. So where maybe other people can't see them, this feminine can, essentially, to ground the reading, it would be like they can feel them coming, you know? So, yeah, beautiful reading, pole number ones. Thank you for being here. For being here today. It was a beautiful one, quite otherworldly. It reminds me of, you know, some of those, I can't think of one movie to be honest, but it's almost like the movie of, you know, like an alien coming from a different planet and falling in love. Actually, like, I am getting some references now. Andre 3000 Prototype. If you've not heard that song and watched that video, watch that. It's got that vibe to it. There was another one that Spirit just planted on me. Guess you could say Superman is a little bit like this story. Superman and Lois Lane. There was another one though. Slipped me now. I could be wrong, but like a little bit kind of David Bowie too. I think he might have played with that reference. Iggy Stardust, I think was the character. Might want to look into that. So it's got that kind of vibe to it, and if that's not resonating with you, you might need to flip the character. So you might be in the position of the masculine energy here if you're feminine watching this, and that might resonate with you more, or switch up the roles, vice versa. But just so you know, like this isn't so much of a story of one being more important than the other, because if I'm to be honest, actually the feminine is kind of the main character here, because she's able to see. So she's able to see him. So like that's her gift, or the feminine's gift here, is that like, if you like, this character here would actually be the reference of what you hear people throwing out nowadays, like chosen one. She's actually the chosen one here, and this is essentially the alien or the angel kind of character, but they're not necessarily like chosen ones. They're kind of just here to balance that story of the chosen one, kind of. But then again, not putting any shade on the masculine energy here too, because obviously they are obviously somewhat chosen and special, if you like, to be flown in the sky and coming down into this vibration. So, this is, all very deep spiritual stuff. If this kind of stuff is too deep for you, just remember to take the metaphors away from it. Like if it's a little bit too woo-woo for you, that's fair enough. I used to be the same. No longer am I the same. I do believe everything is spiritual first. But if it's a little bit too woo-woo for you, just remember there's some interesting metaphors to take away, even if it's like, the ancient mythology stories and just movies that we see and things like that. Although they're made to be, is it fictional? There's usually at least a beautiful life message that we can take away from these stories. So that just goes for a general rule of thumb with all these readings. Pile number ones, if it feels like it gets too woo-woo for you, just remember that there's kind of a metaphor, or at least some wisdom to take away. So I hope you was able to do that today. If you were, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website, ifyoupause.com, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Okay, pile number twos. What do you see? What do you feel? I fucked this up, but we're gonna roll with it. No, that's funny. Okay, let's not lose this. I'll tell you why I fucked this up, but it's not really a fuck up because it it came through me in terms of energy, right? So this this is the feminine here. Give us some waves actually. Sorry, I needed my focus while I'm drawing. Just tap in with your own intuition. What do you see? What do you feel? So yeah, before I continue drawing, let me tell you why this. Actually, let's just leave it here. Let's just leave it here. Sorry, it's not very centered. I did draw at just at the lower part of the page today in this reading. It's a little bit off center, but I'm gonna leave it there. Why it's so call a spade a spade. There was a mistake made here. But I'm going to tell you why I don't think it was a complete mistake. Right, so if this was one of my architectural drawings, this would be start again. But because we're in the fluid space of intuition here, I want to show you how this mistake happened. So actually, even in this fluid space of intuition, I think it's important still to call things a mistake when they happen. Most of the time, I'd say 98% of the time, even 99% of the time, the mistakes on this channel are usually happy mistakes which have a message. This is the case here, but the illustration mistake is very real. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tell you why that mistake was made. So you've got the feminine here and the masculine behind. And why the mistake is made here is because the masculine's arms are actually underneath the feminine's arms, hugging them. And then I drew the arms again, but they're beside the feminine the second time round. So obviously, as an illustration, it has to be one or the other, otherwise it turns into a Hindu god with 4 arms. But what I'm trying to pass on to you here is why that mistake was made was because there was a very strong vibration of the masculine like hugging and almost like cocooning this feminine energy. So I'm explaining to you why that mistake was, why it occurred. Although it was a mistake, it's because the vibration that was coming through was like hugger, hugger, hugger. He's hugging her, hugger, hugger. Like almost protect her. Like, so the obvious thing that could be happening here is a baby in the arms here. I'm not necessarily seeing a baby being drawn, but there's definitely something that is being protected and nurtured. It could be insert something that's precious I think we can't ignore here that this reading bizarrely is about the masculine energy and not the feminine so much. The feminine seems to be it says what it's on the tin. It says what it is on the tin. The masculine energy here is a lot more overpowering, overwhelming here in the energy. And I'd say maybe even for my pile number twos, if you're the masculine watching this, there is a little bit of an energy here which could be overwhelming in a negative way. Now, this isn't for you to be paranoid, but it does give me a little bit of the energy of being a bit too kind of overprotective. I'd just say almost verging on the, just to lighten this reading up a little bit, just verging on the line of annoying. Annoying. You know when a person just can't let someone be, like it is like the over clingy parent. Be careful not to fall into that. Now, like I said, this might be not resonating with some people who don't have children. So think about what that might be. It might just be your person. It might just be being a little bit too clingy with your partner. Let's just say if it's her own heart that she's holding on to here. That analogy still works. It's like you're holding on a little bit too tightly. Now, generally, I'd say that this energy is almost perfection in a romantic situation. It's almost the reflection of perfection. But the key here is the percentage of it. Like when there's a little bit too much of this, it can get a little bit overwhelming for one of the parties, But just a little spice of this, a little pinch of that salt of this, it's like it's the holding hands as the sunset, as the sun sets. That little part of that one day in that month that you catch that is beautiful. Do it every single day and it kind of becomes a little bit mundane. So Spirit is just reminding you here, like that little pinch of that. That little pinch of that. And it's the same kind of idea for like, even like the Netflix and chill time. That's so much more sweeter that, when it's not every single day that you're doing that with that person. Like if you haven't seen that person in a long time, have a beautiful day with that person and then like get those comfy clothes on or whatever your thing is and be in that, state for that little part of the evening. It's just so much more meaningful. So yeah, the message primarily was for the masculine here. If you're the feminine watching this, you're probably just kind of nodding your head. The masculine probably is a little bit unaware of what's going on here in this relationship. So this is one of those readings where if you're the feminine, just pass this on to your masculine. And hopefully you'll fuck with it and be able to understand it and get it. And I don't know, maybe just see the truth. I don't think there's anything I've said here which isn't, and I can't say it's complete truth, but like at least people can understand where I'm going with this. I I think the message is pretty clear and simple. So pile number 2's, that's your reading. If you enjoyed it, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website, ifyoupause.com. I do have a video on romance on ifyoupause.com, so check it out if you haven't. But for now, I'll see you in the next reading. Take care. Pile number 3 is I'm just sitting on the energy. What do you see? What do you feel, if anything, before I've even really stuck into this? I don't think I've ever drawn I don't think I've ever drawn a love reading where the couple have been in this position. So we've broken a record there. Pile number 3 is yes. I was able to draw it too. The pressures of intuitive drawing. Yeah, I nailed it. I'll tell you why I nailed it, because there was something coming through here where I'm not sure if you picked up on it, but the feminine is just touching the masculine just with her hands, like just that gentle touch. She's not hugging him, she's being hugged, but she's touching. Like this is a nice reading. This is a romancy one. This is the lovebirds right here. But I tell you why it's nice is because there's something kind of effortless going on. There's something like organic and natural going on. It's not staged. It's not yeah, it's not staged. It reminds me of, like, I don't know why this is giving me this energy, but it's like it's almost, okay, here you go. This is a good way to put it. It's almost, to give you the picture, because that's how spirit gives me these love readings most of the time. It's this little picture, this little peep into this world. It's like the feminine cooking. This was actually shown to me outdoors, actually, but I'm trying to show you the vibration. So this feminine here obviously isn't cooking in this image, because we're capturing the energy, not the action. But the action is almost like this feminine is cooking, right? And this masculine has crept up behind her. And as you can see from the image, or maybe feel from the image, she's comforted by that. She's not like, oh, go away, John, or Robert, or Tyrone, whatever this masculine's name is. She's Not like, go away. You might read it that way, but the energy for me was not coming through that way at all. It was a lot more comforted. That's not a tap away, like go away. That is, I love feeling your arms around me type energy, you know? And so the cooking is hard because it kind of throws you off. It kind of, the action isn't actually completely right there, because when you are cooking something, you do need concentration. But let's just say it was something slow on the hob, like soup or something. So it doesn't need immediate attention. Another example of this would be like, let's just say the feminine is doing something like, or maybe even just like watching something on TV, standing for a little bit and watching something, giggling at something on TV, and then this masculine comes behind and hugs her. That would maybe be a better example, but to be honest, the cooking one is just as relevant, you know? It's just as relevant. I'm not saying that the person is cooking and, you know, got 10 pots on at the same time, you know, and it, you know, like, if that doesn't resonate as well, like, there might be a feminine who's watching this and they're masculine cooks. You can literally switch this image. You can literally switch the scenario of this image, that the masculine has got his hand like that because he's cooking, and then the feminine has kind of snuck under his arm and placed herself there. I would say to you that it's still the same energy. She's still enjoying the comfort of him being wrapped around her. Do you understand? So it doesn't matter who you put in the cooking role. He could be cooking. She sneaks under and puts her hands behind her back to hold him. And he's not picking up the pan and smashing it around her head, saying, "You done, boo, what the hell are you doing? I'm cooking." This is him smiling. Do you understand? It's that energy. So, yeah, pile number 3 is, I'm not sure if there's much to really give you here, because it's just a positive reading. It's more of like a confirmation reading. I feel like when some of these readings come through and there's no like clear lesson or wisdom to give to you, I'd say your message always in those cases is gratitude. So if you're listening to this and you're going, "Oh damn, this is my relationship. Damn, this is it." He's explaining what just happened yesterday or today or this morning. This is just spirit reminding you to be grateful for that. Like, not everyone has that. So if it resonates with you, it's just gratitude. And if this reading isn't quite you, then there's hope on the horizon for this being you in the future. These readings can always be a reflection of what your future holds. So embrace that energy and welcome it in. Pile number 3, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. I was forgetting my damn words. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe. Pile number 3. Check out the If You Pause website, ifyoupause.com, if you like the reading. Check out my romance video on ifyoupause.com if you feel drawn to do so. And for now, I'll see you in the next reading. Take care. Bye.